Nikaa nishamaliza. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live stream today. We are on our seventh jam session for Best East Africa. My name is Eddie Kago. I'm the base lead for East Africa. I'll be joined today by Vincent. Vincent.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vincent, founder at Adama. Really glad to be here and meeting everyone.
We have Elias on the call as well, and Christine live today. Maybe you can introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, I am Elias, co-founder at OneDrump, and nice to be here.
Christine.
Hi, I am Christine, the Best East Africa Community DevRel, and welcome to your seventh jam session. I would appreciate our speakers doing a longer intro so that I can finish environment setup.
Okay. So maybe we can start with Vincent.
Okay. So my name is Vincent again, founder at Adama. Adama is builder residency and an engineering lab for African ecosystem, focusing on Web3 and AI. Started in 2021. This will be my second startup from Ngeni Labs, where we were still building an engineering powerhouse, delivering engineering as a service training here in East Africa, Dubai, and Europe, and in India. So also managed to work with developers from now India called um, I'm forgetting the name. Core devs, core devs. So a community, a developer powerhouse from India. Actually, 200 of them. Was lead project manager there, and shipping protocol level application that is back in 2020, like December there, 2020 December, all the way 2021 until to date. We're now building Adama and providing a safe landing spot for developers and innovators who are looking to build innovative solution for the African ecosystem. Yeah.
Thanks for the introduction, Vincent. Maybe you'll tell us more during the call. So, Elias, you can introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Elias Hedron. I am the founder at OneDrump. We launched OneDrump mid 2024, and OneDrump was recently acquired by a company called Virtual Finance. And currently, I am product engineer at Virtual Finance, focusing mainly on building and shipping OneDrump and giving users the best experience. OneDrump is we started as a crypto on and off ramp for sub-Saharan Africa, scaled to about 7 countries, transacted 1.2 million USD in the span that we had been live, had more than 25,000 users. And now we are transitioning to also do crypto payments. So if you can off ramp your money, you can essentially also pay with cryptocurrency. And we currently, our mini app does support payments with cryptocurrency on and off ramping as well. Yes.
Thank you. So, as a general overview to those who just joined us, is that today we are exploring MiniApps. Thanks for your introduction, and congratulations, Elias, on the acquisition and also on the traction that you have made as a founder in East Africa, and also to Vincent for the experience you've had also with supporting developers from across the world, really. So between Africa and India. And today we'll be highlighting a bit of that, and we'll be borrowing from that as we explore possible ideas that developers can build for on-chain summer. Christine Kenya, who is a software engineer and community developer at Base East Africa, will be taking us through the final part of the Building MiniApp series. and show us how now we can index on Farcaster. Elias will also contribute on that because OneRamp is already available as an application on Base App and on Farcaster. So maybe for now, what we could do is maybe show folks how they can transact on OneRamp as a use case, and also possible use cases that we can explore with OneRamp and other possibilities you think would be open.
Oh, great. Am I supposed to share my screen for that? Yes.
Yeah, if you're okay with that, yeah, you can just present.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Present the screen. Okay, share screen. Okay. I am sharing my entire screen. I will get off here and then I will open the Farcaster app
Okay.
application. Yeah. Okay, so on the Farcaster application, you freely search for OneRamp. You'll see the OneRamp option as the first option the moment you type OneRamp. Unfortunately, I think I'm having a terrible internet, and that's why this is taking long to search. But eventually, it will open up here. Okay, I will. Since that is taking time, let me see if I can search for a user. Yeah. So when my Sigor, am I able to search for user? Okay, OneRamp. Yep, here. So this is the application. I think I have a better internet now. Yeah. So this is the application on MiniApp.
Elias, I think we lost your connection. Elias, can you hear us? So as we wait for that, then it would be great for us to probably wait for a few more folks to join us in the meantime. So we take a quick break as we wait for Elias to fix his screen. Welcome back. So we have Elif back on the call, and go on and proceed to do the demo and show us how we can use OneDrum and how to access it through Farcaster.
Okay, great. So, okay, so we were at the point where you go to Farcaster, you search for the application, you get the application, then you open the application. So this is how the application looks like, right? It's able to fetch your balances, so you can always you don't have to transact beyond the balances that
We
you
can't
have,
see
right?
your screen. Could you please share your screen? I think it dropped.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, beautiful. Share the screen, share the entire screen. Okay, yeah, do you see my screen now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Do you see my not yet?
No, we can see it. We can see it.
Okay, beautiful. So you search for the OneRamp application within Farcaster app, and the moment you see it, you are able to do these following things. You're able to pay, you're able to withdraw, and you're able to deposit, right? So let us say these are the countries we support for payment. More countries are going to be added soon, such as Nigeria and Ghana. But currently I'm in Tanzania, and this is the reason as to why I have Tanzania as the first option to improve the user experience, and Kenya and Uganda. So I will say maybe Kenya, and I go and Cargo is selling something, and I want to interact. I want to pay him for the goods or service he has provided. So we support send money, pay bill, and buy goods. So in this, I yeah, I don't know who would want their number public, but I don't mind my number being public here. So let's say it's me who's selling, and then I will put here my number 629138, and the send money option, I'll put my account name. So these are my full government names, and let's say I am paying something worth 127
So, question, Elias.
yeah, yes,
So, as you showed
yes.
your government name, that implies that you're already doing KYC. So you're already verified as a human, as a user.
Yes, yes. So one thing that OneDrump is aiming at, we are aiming to be government compliant, right? And live by the rules of the land. So we do KYC. If you're a first-time user and you want to interact with the application, it's going to prompt you to do KYC. So let's say I disconnect. So currently I'm using a connected wallet that has KYC, but if I disconnect this and I try to connect to my Farcaster account, right? So this is my Farcaster wallet that has not done KYC. If I proceed to want to make this payment is going to prompt me to do a KYC. So it will ask me, hey, verify yourself. This is going to take 2 minutes, and then you go through the process of doing KYC, right? So it's very easy, very straightforward. So you won't be able to like enjoy the services within the application without KYC, right? This will also ask you to do KYC, and if you try to deposit, it will still ask you to do KYC. So that's because we are trying to be regulatory compliant. So I will disconnect this, and I will go for a wallet that already has done KYC, and I will connect that wallet. Yeah. So this is a wallet that has done KYC, and I will go ahead and pay in Kenya or in Tanzania. So yeah, it will fill in my names, and I will pay maybe 123 because I have bought maybe tomatoes at that price, right? So when it prompts me to make the payment, uh, the payment is really simple. It requires that you sign the transaction, the on-chain transaction, right? So you sign the on-chain transaction. The moment you sign the on-chain transaction, we receive the cryptocurrency, and then we make the payment to the service provider, in this case, Elias Hezron. So we make the payment to Elias Hezron, and they receive fiat money. So it's straightforward, it's easy to use, and we have improved the user experience. Our initial product had like 5 screens, and right now it's just 2 screens, straightforward and amazing experience. So yeah, we support send money, pay bill, buy goods. In Uganda, we do support send money. We are looking at integration into Momo and Airtel Pay, so a user is able to make those payments. Then in Tanzania, we do support sending money, but Tanzania also has other payment options like Tigo Pesa. And then in Nigeria, we are going to support bank transfer, right? Because
Yeah.
in Nigeria, they mainly use bank transfer for everything. So even roadside selling, people are not carrying cash, people just doing bank transfer. Yeah. So I've already received the funds on my mobile, on my M-Pesa account, and we're just waiting for the confirmation, and the confirmation is going to come about now. And this entire process currently takes about a minute, but we are optimizing for that to maybe reduce it to like 15 or 30 seconds. But yeah, this is exactly how the user experience feels like. This is the application at the moment. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you for the demo, Miles.
yeah.
Kenyan, would you have questions to Elias and also for Andram?
No,
Yeah.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. And also now in terms of possible, extension. So is it possible for developers to build with one ramp and integrate it as a payment provider in the application? And then the other question I have is, when you say that you can make, you can pay bills through, Safaricom pay bill or, mobile money pay bill and till number, does that does that have a facility where, for example, one can pay to a bank account? So from your
Okay.
USDC to bank account, or from a local stablecoin to your bank account.
Okay, so initially we did have bank accounts support. So in case you want to say withdraw money, and then I select Kenya, for example, we did support banks, but then we realized from the user experience, very few people were using banks as compared to Safaricom, and we decided to focus mainly on what the users are conversant with, what the users are accustomed to, and that is mobile money. We do intend to support bank transfer in Kenya, but that is something in our roadmap. Currently, we only do support Safaricom, and bank transfer is available for Nigeria. So in case a person is to go to Nigeria, then we have all the banks that are available in Nigeria. Yes.
Okay, that's helpful. Helpful to know. And in terms of also building the developer experience, are there plans, or is it even available right now? If one wants to access OneRamp API, is it something you are considering that a developer can plug in into?
Uh, yes. So down the road, we would want to support developers to be able to ship very fast, So if we are ready in Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, another developer should be able to integrate our service and scale as fast as in all the regions that we support. Currently, however, we have been focused on improving the user experience, improving the accessibility of the improving uh, the experience generally, and our APIs are not yet available, but we intend to make the APIs available. Another thing that I didn't speak about is that OneRamp also supports users to be able to buy cryptocurrency with their M-Pesa or with their Tanzanian shilling, right? So if I'm in Tanzania, I would select the token. I would select how much cryptocurrency I want to buy, maybe $6, and this is what $6 is, and then I would go ahead and go through the process, input in my PIN, and then I'll be able to receive cryptocurrency here in my wallet. I could try that. I don't know if we have time for it, but yeah.
No, I mean, it's good to know. But I mean, if
Yeah.
there's someone maybe in the audience or in the comments who do want to try out or who we can test with, we could probably do that. But it's also helpful to understand the extensibility of your service. So,
Yeah.
Vincent, do you have any questions?
Amazing. So in terms of, I think the utility around here, it's there. My question is mostly on accessibility. You mentioned using M-Pesa because it's widely used. Yes, that is true. But again, the number of users who have smartphones is really limited, and a common person using M-Pesa on a day-in day-out basis, probably they are on features phone. Have you in any way tried to sort for that? Because that's the biggest economy.
Oh, yeah. So, building on features phones, initially our OneDrum product was a product built for feature phones, right? But then if you look at the trends right now, Kenya is the country that uses ChatGPT the most. You cannot access ChatGPT on a feature phone. Uh,
Yeah.
Kenya is the most tech savvy country in the sub-Saharan continent. Like
Mm.
they are very tech savvy, internet aware. So yeah, building for feature phones is great. But me and you know that our grandparents are not going to use cryptocurrency on a daily basis. So we are
Yeah.
looking at what are the young people using, right? 70%
Mm.
of the Kenyan population are youth. Actually, 80% of the Kenyan population are youth, with
Mm.
about 65% of them being between 25 and below. So those are the people we are trying to appeal to, because those are going to be the future people who are going to use cryptocurrency, purchase, buy, and pay for goods with cryptocurrency. Our parents are already on the fiat trail, and that's what they're used to. But the young generation is more willing to take a risk and to try out something new. They are the early adopters. They are the degens, and that's the market we're going for. And these young people have smartphones, are on TikTok, are on X, are talking about things every day. Yeah, on the digital
Okay.
world. Yeah,
Awesome. That's brilliant because you've answered me on your target audience.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
it it actually gives me an idea of so today I've seen the Nairobi Stock Exchange, the Securities Exchange, has given a capability where you can buy even one unit of shares from the Nairobi Securities Exchange.
Fractional shares.
Yeah, so and I mean that would be a cool crypto use case for guys who are building mini apps or even general applications on this. Should be something that people consider, where you can figure out how to enable people buy smaller units, and that's tilting, of course, towards crypto economy, which ties very closely with what you just mentioned earlier about our young youthful population and also having lots of tech savvy individuals in the country at around 70%, and we have I think over 100% digital phone penetration in the country. So it's great to also see some things happening. So at this point, I think we'll take now a deep dive into how to actually complete the mini app on Farcaster and the base app with Christine, and then we can explore also what are the ideas our devs can build for on-chain summer buildathon. So, Christian, I think it's your turn.
Okay, I think that was well. Hmm. Sharing, add my stage, my what to, I was just finishing up on this. Let me just
Is it builder habits die hard? Yeah.
what?
No, builder habits die hard. You know.
And that's what I'm writing here actually.
Yeah.
I'll take coffee on your behalf.
Yeah.
Do we have a link for the community? Okay,
What do you mean?
so this is what we are doing today. Ooh, clap for me. I was able to list this thing on Farcaster. This has not been easy actually. But yeah, this is what we say the base ecosystem explorer. I put out a post. You didn't give me the products you like from East Africa, so we're just using my made
No,
up list.
we didn't see the
So this is
post.
like you saw it personally. Talk for the rest, not you. Okay, sure. So this is what this small fancy app of ours is doing. Mini app is you can discover new apps. They're random. I know these numbers are not true, but they're just random numbers and yeah. So base paint you can discover. So this is literally what our mini app is doing. The more you discover, the more you get new apps on this. You can visit the app from the mini app. You can go back and discover more and more, and there's a description, or you can open. So we're going to do a walkthrough of how did we get here, which I think this is not the last step of listing on mini app, but since we have people who have product on mini app, they're going to guide us on how to go to the next step from here. But my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, this is how where we've gotten today. So I have a small docs on how we're going to list our application, or technically what were we doing wrong last week, why were we not able to get there. So this is the same app we were to build last week, so I didn't change much. Basically I just was able to list it on manifest, but I'm going to do a walkthrough of how to get the application. And this for today, we just have to forgive me, we're going to use the docs. Today we're going to use the docs. But anyway, so the flow is how do we get this application? So for the ones who want to code along, you have to have a Farcaster account, a Coinbase developer account, and you have to do a setup. So this is the first step. You get this to create. This is basically to get the template code, the boilerplate code. So I'm doing all this because too bad for me. I had a crisis of OS, so I kinda don't have all we had done last week. So we're going to do this. I hope you can see my screen. I uh, should make it bigger. My screen is
Yes. You can see.
visible, right?
Yes.
What am I doing? What about my, you can see it. If I can see it, I hope you can see it. So we can go through the step by step. So we're going to create, let's just call it base ecosystem cool apps. Ah, simple action. So we do that, and this is going to, yeah, it's not even taking a while. So this is the name of the project. I can say then you have to copy this, which is optional, but you can get it from your Coinbase. I explained it last time. You go to your Coinbase developer platform portal, you go to API keys, you go to client, you copy this. It's optional, but you can just, this is in the case where you want to use CDP in your project, and yes, we have our application. So we go to this cool apps, then we open code. So yeah, this is, we have I'm going to be very fast at this part. Oh God, no. Oh no.
Christian, I think your screen froze. Are you still sharing your screen?
I think we lost the connection.
Yeah, could be a connection issue. Um, hey, Christian, are you still sharing your screen? So let's wait for her to reconnect.
I am sorry for that interruption. I had my laptop just freezed. Give me a few minutes to get all this set up.
Okay.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
I will be sharing my screen just in a few. I hope you can see my screen now. after the installation we did, which I'm not going to repeat, I think that's what is causing all my issues. So after the installation we did, you get into the application and then you get into the application, then you run npm install, and then you run your application. So basically that is just installing your dependencies. So for now we're going to just run this because we already did our installation. And then since we're going to be indexing this application on Farcaster, which doesn't have access to our localhost, that's why we're going to use Nginx. So the next step is to test our mini app. So the code that is in here is what we are seeing, which is basically a list of base dApps and how to do and the categories. And okay, this is just to make it look fancy. So basically this is the code we're using, which we are going to come back and explain it. But for now, let's first test it because that is what we were not able to do last week. So you can either deploy on Vercel or you can use ngrok. I will opt to use ngrok because this is not like a permanent project we're doing. So after running this is what I mentioned. Since we are on localhost, we have to use ngrok to do port forwarding. So for those who don't know what ngrok does, so basically ngrok is to port forward, is to expose your localhost application that is running on your localhost to the internet. So we're going to just use this. We should get the code for ngrok. Yep, we got it. And then we provide our port, which is 3000. And then we have this link is what we are going to be using. So this link is what we are going to be using. So I wanted to run a new application so that we can do the Farcaster setup. So after getting this, after doing port forwarding, the next step you're supposed to do is to generate a manifest. So all the details that you're going to see here after we provide the domain appears because we generated a manifest. So let me just run it, the code, the command, and see what happens. So to generate the manifest code, we're going to use this. So this is how we create a manifest. So as we explored last time, I actually want the definition they had of manifest so that, yeah. So it's a JSON file that is required to register your mini app and bind it to your domain. Think of it as a DNS for your mini app. I explained last time, since this is an application that is running within Farcaster. So Farcaster is like your internet, which is hosting your application. So this JSON file that you're creating using the manifest is what is having the details for your app. So basically the DNS for your mini application within Farcaster. So you provide the app name, the icon, color, the color code you want to use. Is it color code or is it something? Yeah, the splash background color, which I actually don't think we provided for the previous application. So if you run this, this npx create on-chain manifest should redirect you to a web application. Yes, this has opened up. So it should redirect you here. You come and connect to your wallet. So I added my Farcaster wallet. This has to be your Farcaster wallet. So I added my Farcaster wallet to MetaMask. So I click MetaMask and sure. So you see it's connected to a wallet. It has to be a Farcaster wallet. Note on that. And then you provide the domain. This will be used to generate your mini app manifest and also add your environment files to the next public URL. So this is what you're going to use to list is going to be like your public URL for your mini app on Farcaster. So the port forwarding we did, so this is what we're going to use in the instance, in our instance. But if we had deployed our application, you use the VII link that you provided after doing the deployment here. And then you sign this, so you confirm. So it is tied, I would say what, let me just use that. It's tied to your Farcaster wallet. So we can close this, or we can just leave it running, and you see, so this was previously there, but it was regenerated. If we had a different name for our application, it will show a different name, but in this case we have my mini app, and then we have our on-chain API key, the one we provided when we were creating the application, and then we have the Farcaster header, the Farcaster payload signature, and the URL, the public URL we're using on Farcaster. So up to this, we had done up to this point last week, on Monday actually. So what we were missing out on our flow is, so if you're using, so those people who have interacted in Next.js know Next.js has the app router way and the pages way. So since in this instance we're using the app router, we're going to create this. So we're going to create this folder inside of app. We're going to create this folder that is called .well-known Farcaster JSON, and then we will have a route.ts inside of it, and then we're going to create this. So we're going to create some sort of API function. Let me use that. Yes. So this is like you all know Next.js is server side. So this is like a get function that we are going to load our manifest details and our frame. So after doing, this is the step we were missing last week. So once you're done that, the details, sorry, let's follow through step by step now, because this is what we are missing. So we were required to create this on our app. If you're using the page router, you will create it within the page folder. If you're using the app router, you create it within the app router. And then you create this get function that you're passing the account associations, that is the header, payload, and the signature, and then the frame, which is now the project name. You can change this project name. If I was to change, okay, I am not sure if you can change it, but let's change it and see what is going to happen, and call it base cool apps. And then so you're providing a fallback in case you can't get it from the environment variables, the icon that is used. Remember, this is more of like an application that you're building. So the way you have a fav icon on your web app is the same way you'll have it on your mini app. Then there's the public URL the URL you're going to use to access your web app is what you're providing here, that is going to be used to access your mini app within Farcaster. So after doing that, we're going to create this, which already has been created when we create the manifest. So we already have an environment variables with that. And then, yeah. So this is where the steps come in. You create within app, you create this, and then you provide all the content we have seen in that file, and then you create a required static asset. So I don't think this is really necessary, but it's good to do it, to create it. So you create these two on your public image where you have your images. You do that, and then you run your application from there. Remember, we already did port forwarding, and our application is already running. To test that we have the Farcaster, the JSON loaded correctly, we can run the curl. We can run this, and our expected response is this. So we expect to get details from here. we expect to get these details. Remember, this is a get function, so it should return this. So we're expecting to return to get this response using environment variables that are on our env. So okay, let's just do it from the port forwarding instance. Oh yeah, I'm using the wrong. It's telling. Can you see my screen, or maybe that's why you? Yes, I hope you can see it now. I'm using localhost 300. Yes, yeah, finally. So we have the response of what is in here. So we have the header, we have the signature, we have version, the name. So we're still getting a different name from what we passed my mini app. Okay, I think we didn't save. Oh, did we restart our application after doing that? Should be giving us a different name. I don't know why we're still getting a different name from what we have here, but we can restart our application. Oh, it was just testing and seeing if it would change the name from the environment variables if we did that. But basically, this is to show us that these headers and URLs are being loaded correctly. So if we go with our domain name, which is this, so this is our domain name. Let me wait to see if the name changes. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, for some reason the name is not changing and it can't be the fallback. Maybe okay. But these details, yeah, we have an env local, which is this is the one that's being used. Oh yeah. I think this in the instance where we have an env.local and an env, this is what is being used. So we can change here. Sorry. But you can see it has the same details. I did run the manifest command twice on this project. So that's why we have an env.local and an environment variable. So cool base apps. And I think we should save it. It should rerun. Yes, it should comply again, and then we can run this. And oh, voila, we have our name changed to Cool Base Apps. So if we take our domain name, let me get it from here so that you can see it. So this is our domain without the HTTP. So we copy this, and then we go to now our Farcaster. Yeah. So here we go back. We How do we get here? Let me just explain how we get here from Farcaster. Yeah, I just followed the link that was provided somewhere in the docs. This the Farcaster tooling. But I would want the ones who have done listing to show us where we get access to the manifest from the application itself, because what I'm doing is I'm following the link directly from the documentation on on the base documentation. How do we get to manifest from here? This
Um,
came to me last time, but I didn't see it on my Farcaster.
so from last time session, Chris mentioned that there is a developer tab where you are able to access that. Is that so, Elias? In terms of setting
I can
the
even see settings. Oh yeah, I've seen developer tools. So
yes,
if you enable developer tools, then we should be able to see yes. And yeah,
yes.
oh voila. So you see we have our app already that is already listed here. Um anyway, but let's go ahead and do it all over again so that you can see. So we click manifest, we provide the domain we have, we wait for it to load. You can see all the details have been loaded since we already have all this in our application. So instead of having to come and do it manually, like what you were trying to do last time, you just run the command and do it locally, and then test using the car, or just call this URL from you can even do it from the Chrome tab, and it should give you this response. So once you already have this, and you can copy now your domain and come and paste it on Farcaster. And once you have all these details filled out, you can open it. You can open it as a mini app. So this should load. Yeah, we did not provide the splash color, but we're just going to skip that for now. Oh, oh. Ah, yeah. Oh, finally, yes, it's working. But we have one issue. What could this be? Hydration. Not now. So basically, this is our application, and you can visit dabs as we saw since when we were beginning. You can discover more. Yeah, we should get where we added our base East Africa. Though we didn't get the correct the correct color or the correct icon. But yeah, basically that is how you index. So I was to ask uh, Elias that from here, does this mean if we search for cool base apps on mini apps, we should see it? Or is
Yes,
there like another step from here?
you should be able to see it, but it takes time to index. So the moment you deploy it and host it on and you have it on mini apps, usually
Mhm.
it's not indexed at that very particular moment. So you have to like wait some time to be able to search, but you can try and search and see.
So
But it takes
basically,
some
it's like
time.
routing on like domain mapping to
Yes,
IP.
yes, it is. Yes, yes.
Let's
But
test the
also
waters.
another
Mhm.
thing that another thing that you should do is that you should post about your application every other day to improve its search ranking. You know, it is similar to how Google search works, right? So the more you keep posting about your application on your Farcaster feed, it improves its trend and its searchability. Yeah.
Okay. Ours is still not searchable. Let's say it's propagating through the Pakistan internet. Yeah, so
Yes.
basically that's it. Today has been short but successful after 3 sessions of trying to just do this. But yeah, basically, I am going to update these steps on how to list, on how to index. It even has ways of how to troubleshoot, just in case NGRock is not working. I'm going to add ways on how to do the indexing using a Vassal link, or like doing the deployment on Vassal and then pushing this to GitHub. So basically, that's it. Maybe you say we'll explore more on what is in the code, but no, you should go and do that and explore and try to add your favorite applications there from base East Africa. Yeah. And
Uh,
that's the end of it. And I'm so happy today we were able to do this. I am actually excited. I feel like a beginner dev.
I mean, we are all excited for you, and also that it worked without lots of hassle, and of course, builder habits die hard. Is there a link you can share with us, and then we can test it and probably
Oh, this is still on NG Rock. So the moment I
yeah.
stop this, I can share it, but the moment I stop running NG Rock, then
Mhm.
it's not going to work anymore. But for now, I can share it, and you can just do some screenshots, post about what we did on today's code jams, and make the people who didn't attend jealous. So yeah, I think I shared it on the private. I will share. Okay. Eddie, can you share? Because why am I not able? I think I shared it on the chat. If you can put it on the public chat.
No, you used okay. They use comments instead. Hey, so while we wait for Christine to come back, I'm going to take us through launching Summer Builder and what's available, what you can do, and what developers can submit. I think today's Dev Jam has been pretty successful. We've been able to finally, post our application, and that's the link that Christine shared. I've shared it on our YouTube. Let me add Christine again.
I kind of dropped off.
No, we understand. Yeah, so I was talking about what we just completed, and I've shared also the link to the application that you have shared using the tab on comments. So right now I'm going to go over on-chain summer and what is possible. So we have 18 days left for on-chain summer buildathon, and what this really means is that you get to build applications on Base. You get to convert your application that's already on Base into a mini app. And given all the last 6 sessions we've had in terms of setting up, getting started on Base as a builder, and also getting started on Base as a builder to build a mini app, that should be sufficient knowledge to work with to set up your application on the Base chain. So over here, our categories will be the top live mini apps. So, of course, we would actually expect that all your applications are live. We are open to the services that you have that already have some usage metrics. So we'll judge that based on engagement and usage metrics. And then also we look at the top 5 highest performing applications that are already like at a consumer level. So the applications would range from what Elias just took us through in terms of payments, in terms of sending money. It could also be maybe something like mini build, which has been done by Ernest from Base Zambia, where it is a mini app that helps you understand how to build on Base. So something that also probably Vincent and Adama, your learners and your participants can contribute as in terms of possible solutions. Other solutions we can look at, and of course, Vincent will take us through in depth in terms of the possible use cases we can build for. Will also be what is your interest in. So if your interest is in, for example, in trading, so you could build a trading app. We could build a fun app. So it could also be a scheduler. So it doesn't really, we are not constricted to what you can do. And then this is essentially what the judging criteria will be. So have you created demand for Base block space? In that sense, we mean, is the application being used? Does the application have volumes and traction? And also you'd have to have interactions with actual Base users, so which would be active wallets, live wallets that have been created through your application. So the top price we have is 25,000 USD, and we have the second price as 10,000 USD, 75 USD, and besides the top 5 prizes, we have an additional 30 awards for 1,000 USD each to the best applications from any of the 4 categories. So, and again, each week, one app will be featured during a live stream where they'll be able to demo the application. And this is now afterwards. So where you're also able to get a broader audience and visibility for scaling your service. So this is important for you if you're looking at building on Base. You don't have to, and I mean, this is also coincidental to maybe if you're actually thinking of building an application and you want to participate, feel free to participate on that. So the projects are going to be listed here once they have been submitted, and then the other bit which we'd want to talk about today would be the other possible ideas that we could try out. So at that point, I will let Vincent to take us through.
Okay.
I share your screen.
Awesome. Thank you, Cargo, and everyone for such an amazing presentation. So, gonna make this a quick conversation because our use cases will be based of our experience while building applications. So I'll just share my screen as a guide, um, but we all free to contribute. Stop me, ask questions. Yeah. So just a second. So, okay, I'll present. Share screen. Yeah.
There we are.
Hope you can see my screen. So we are just going to narrow down to our own use case here in Africa. I know you started
Um,
share screen. So, okay, I'll just share the screen. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So talking about the African use case and how we can first of all try to see the small bits of applications that we can build and then deploy them to base. But we have to first of all think from a user perspective and then the technology aspect, which Kenya has really covered really well, and Elias with experience deploying these applications to Farcaster. So generally exploring how MiniApps can revolutionize the digital experience, yeah, and ensure that also as we participating in that environment. So I'm going to just keep around, but generally MiniApps would be very lightweight, accessible applications. You've seen on-ramp application, which is very easily accessible, and you can actually make payments, transact, and utility is already there. So there's a native like experience when you interacting with these applications. No app store needed. You don't need to deploy. You see how Kenya has really deployed it. We don't need so many policy restrictions or anything. Just very straightforward. build, deploy, and create the utility that is there. Integrated transactions, and I know while we're building, why this, because now we're narrowing down to, from a global perspective, coming home, what are some of these applications that we can build, and why they really matter around Africa. You've seen on-ramp as one use case. It's really enhancing remittance or transactions between peers, and utility, which is the best thing. So fast deployment, so there is no barrier to entry. Launch solutions very quickly, extensive infrastructure, and development cycles are very quick, low requirements. You've seen low data consumption, compatibility with basic mobile devices. So ideally, fast mobile fast users. From Elias, you notice that a huge number of Africans are youthful, and they are very tech savvy and understand this environment. Accessibility is a very huge thing at the moment. You want to ensure that people are able to access your application. So building a very good rail cross-platform application that's accessible across all devices, very easy to use. Social discovery, you build these social features to drive organic growth. You've seen good tip on what you need to do to ensure that your mini app is visible on the internet, or increase the level of accessibility from people around the internet. It's just posting about it, talking about it, and ensuring that there's some form of activity around the application that you've built. And then financial inclusion, seamless crypto payments, and I think the unbanked society or population, which is a big or still a huge opportunity here in Africa. I think there's still some great opportunities around there. So generally, that's what will be why, and I know we have so many other reasons why this would happen, and use cases now, marketplaces. You understand that Africa, we are very social human beings. It means that we think brother first and then income next. So we are very huge on marketplaces, social places. As you can see, we are agricultural native. So when you go beyond the city, that's what you're going to get: food in abundance. So allowing your users maybe to access, connect to sellers maybe around you're going to actually tap into a great market.
So it could even be if it's listing produce. So let's say for groceries, and people can actually see what is available for sale, and one can even probably, let's say, sell it pastry. You can essentially e-commerce. So you can have e-commerce for agro produce, and this can range in different ways. So just think of the daily use cases of where money changes hands, and that is where you can unlock your use case for Farcaster and just essentially any app that you have to build on base. So where people are changing, money is changing hands. This could be from clothes to hardware equipment for construction, could be food that people are buying. So anything in a local marketplace and general trade is a possible use case which you can actually get started and get people using. So also what I can also encourage folks to consider is what are the other ways you can serve your mini app. So your mini app can also be served, maybe I believe you can embed that within your existing website and get your users onboarded on chain without a lot of friction. So it's not just limited to what is presently available.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So your ability to connect maybe buyers and sellers, ensuring that produce get to the urban areas. I think that's also a very huge space. Facilitating payments. You understand that currently how African markets work is based on who you know. So even accessing fresh produce straight from the market, it will be dependent on who you know. And these we call them middlemen.
Yeah.
So boosting and what one thing that these marketplaces care about is increased sales or derived revenue from the produce that they're able to churn out to their customers. So if you're able to boost these economies, which is very huge in terms of even GDP, it will empower the small scale farmers to even become big vendors, because Africans, we know we farm, yes, but not in large scale kind of setup. It's more on very, very small scale. So we need to aggregate maybe farmers to make sense. So an example of mini app here would be for trading fresh produce directly from farmers in Kenya or anywhere at large. I know it's going to be interesting. So that's
and the
it.
marketplace can also be you have thrift clothes, so
Yeah.
it could be for selling Tumba, or you can also run your e-commerce store through a Medium, where you if you're buying and selling clothes, that's also another possibility. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
So feel free to chime in. So use case number two, because we're just generally talking about the use cases, and then we can react on them. Community news and events. I don't want to say in Africa gossip travels very far. So or rather news would go very far, would know something that is happening in Nigeria, and we've seen how we make fun of news or events around Africa. We found a way to make fun out of information passing around. You've seen a competition between Nigeria and Kenya, Kenya and Uganda, and they are on X talking about a specific subject. Maybe relationships, or even presidents. So mini apps can transform how communities share this information, especially because there is a lot of censorship. In Kenya here, you've seen previously how that has happened, being targeted or etc. So on chain, ensuring that you're able to move information without them necessarily thinking about local authority or you're not able to please. So hyperlocal news, tailored news feeds for specific neighborhoods, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, Cameroon. Some people have never even heard from Cameroon here.
Yeah.
And they're in Africa. Or
so you could probably use RSS feeds.
Yes.
And with RSS feeds, you're able to channel updates and alerts from URLs that can now be featured and visible through an interface, which is now a mini app that you have built. So I mean, what Christian has been building with us is an ecosystem explorer to explore available applications within the base ecosystem. And that's essentially also a news app in a sense, so where you can probably consider it as something that you can see what's trending, what is the latest gossip, maybe in a certain subculture, and that's where you can really start, getting traction for your user, for your application. Could be within your university community and you want to share updates across each other, or it could be for a particular set of maybe an entrepreneurs group and you want to share information with them and news updates about what's going on in the scene. It could be anything. And
yeah, absolutely. So users can easily promote local events. I want to know what is happening in Lagos. without or Ghana, South Africa, etc. Maybe
even entirely in Africa.
yeah,
It can just be a random, a randomized messaging thing.
So yeah, and also ability to just ensure that there is visibility on what people are talking about. So enabling users to just report issues around, share alerts. For example, in just our neighbor here, Congo, we don't. There is a lot of maybe. We don't know what is happening. We just hear there is either war, there is things that are happening. It is maybe if you are able to share these alerts and engage, we could amplify, and who knows, Africa could be very peaceful beyond what we are experiencing now. So an example for this would be just a mini app for neighborhood updates, event listings, for example, in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
Amazing. Aha. Susu.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, they call them susu. In Kenya, we call them merry-go-round.
And in Ghana as well.
Yeah, also in Ghana, where
Yeah.
table banking initially, where initially it was actually a group of women coming together, pulling resources and buying things, cups, household utensils, etc. So microfinance in Africa is very, very huge, and people love or like saving in groups.
Yeah.
SACCOs, it's a huge thing. So currently in Kenya, I think it's in billion shillings worth of traded assets under SACCOs and informal groups or the table banking. And there's a lot of money moving around. Even in the market, you find that people buy things from a group. So it makes it a lot of sense to then have a microfinance and savings group. Kago, my laptop is about to go off. Maybe just grab my charger in a minute and come back. Yeah.
So previously on Builder Habits Die Hard. So we also think it would be great if you consider the liquidity facilities that are available within the base ecosystem. So you could explore what you can build with airdrop and plug in microfinance use case. So this could be in terms of lending. This could be in terms of facility where people can save and borrow against what they have probably saved, and also consider other asset classes. So I think of microfinance and savings generally and broader, in the sense that we could be scanning, for example, today. Coinbase just launched, the base DEX, the decentralized exchange, which is available now through the Coinbase app, and that means there is visibility for your project if you've listed it as a token, and also if it has value for users. So thanks Elias for joining. So and this actually would be something you can consider and explore, where you can build an application that allows people to maybe automatically, with AI integration, and set up a script that purchases some of these cryptos with time, and make that an application that people can use and use for savings. And also, given that, for example, what OneRamp has done in integrating with M-Pesa, with banks in Nigeria, this is something maybe you could utilize as an API for your use case. So you integrate a service like OneRamp, which allows you now to get money into your application, which is now purchasing these currencies for and possible options. Not financial advice.
Absolutely. Enhancing accountability, visibility. Recently, here in Kenya, SACCOs lost so much money. Actually, the savings, the board itself lost billions. I think 1.8 billion plus there, Kenya shillings. Can confirm that, but a lot is happening because there is no visibility. Maybe enhancing accountability. We've also seen some women not being truthful with or being trusted with the money that these people are contributing towards. So just ensuring that there is momentum and building around these financial tools is really, really amazing. So providing easy access to credit and financial empowerment, especially for for small scale farmers, even education, and just around that. I don't know the Gen Z version of contribution or table banking, but I think that's a very interesting space to look into. Utilizing transparency, trustless smart contract for automated. We've seen these during the recent protests where people come together, raise a lot of funds to an extent where the government thinks that it's funded and it's not. It's just young people coming together and putting in resources here and there. So maybe that's the modern way of contributing towards common goal.
Crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding. To see.
Do like Mchanga on chain.
Yeah, very nice. Mchanga on chain. So use case number 3. Number 4. Educational tools and language learning. Okay, so education penetration within the African ecosystem is still not yet there. We are still talking about accessibility of the technology we are building on top of. So yes, a lot of African population is youthful, but access to information and awareness is still not yet there. Past the cities, I think people are still struggling. So localizing content and understanding it in your native language, for example, language translations, delivering materials tailored to specific regions and cultural contexts. For if you're here in Kenya, we have a community called Ogiek community, which is purely hunters and gatherers. So maybe
no, historically they were hunters and gatherers, and so I mean, so you could also consider education from a gaming perspective, so where you can do a gamified experience for learning, where you can deliver content in different cultural contexts. So this could be either just the same way, for example, Duolingo helps people learn new languages. So why can't you create a mini app that enables that faster, maybe with rewards, with points. So, but now, and the best thing about now posting from the base app and from Farcaster is that you actually get rewarded, and now your posts actually have value. You as a creator you get to really own what you have built and what you have posted. So a game like experience is also a possibility that probably folks could explore.
Yeah, amazing gamified experience. The biggest barrier to maybe understanding or getting this together is language. So when you go outside Africa, people are really fan of their own language. So you'll find if it's a Chinese content, it's purely in Chinese, Japanese. Actually, most cars that we import here in Africa, the manuals are written in either Japanese or Chinese. So you have to go and Google how to translate that to utility. Even gadgets, you'll find they are written in native language. So if we can replicate maybe some of these things, I know we are still early on in terms of modeling algorithms and infrastructure to allow this to happen, but I think with the maturity of where the technology is, with MiniApps, where we can now provide accessibility, localized language, engaged educational content, bridging these digital divides, and generally around skill development, it's going to be really amazing. For example, a language practicing app for Swahili learners in Tanzania would really be amazing, featuring community-driven content. Yeah, I want to learn physics in Swahili.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, it depends also with your user base. So if you can get people to use your application, now you actually improve your metrics that make you more competitive within the builder's own end. Your service actually gives value to users, to humans, and to AI today, and also now to you as well. So
absolutely. At the moment, you're saying Swahili and English are the most mostly the most used languages in Africa.
Yeah.
So maybe this call would have been in Swahili or to just allow translation. But yeah, we're still getting there.
Yeah.
Good use case. Use case number 5. How to build mini apps. I think that has been already covered. So we just moved to future of scaling these applications around Africa. There is still a good level of adoption that we can learn from the global south. So apps that are poised to be a very powerful engine to transform the economical empowerment across Africa. I think that is the critical part of building any application. First, revenue, sustainability, accessibility, and ensuring that it's really, really an amazing thing. So how do we scale this in Africa? Growing the user base. So this the increase of adoption in Africa would create very fertile ground for new applications existing across various sectors. Local developers can now rapidly build applications with AI and mini apps. I think the innovation here is limitless. Yeah. So so joining the movement and trying to be in the next Africa builder space where we're able to actually start building with tools, leveraging social and financial rails to create impactful solution, empowering communities, and ensuring accessibility. And yeah, let's create an Africa that future within the mini app, one mini app at a time. So thank you so much. I think going back to where we started, we can go on and on exploring the use cases that we can build, and the potential here is limitless. And I really can't wait to see what would come out from innovators that would think beyond what is provided so far. Yeah.
Thank you. I think you may probably need to take a sip or something. Thank you for the overview and the exploration of possible ideas that builders can engage in and can take up as use cases to build on base. And I thank you also so much. Thank you very much, Christine, for taking us through the last sessions in getting started, situating ourselves, and now also creating something that is tangible. So I'd like us to conclude. We are at the top of the hour. We've extended a bit today by 30 minutes, and I think it was worth it. Christine, do you have any final comments? What should we expect maybe in our next interactions and sessions?
Oh, that caught me off guard. What should we expect on our next interactions? Maybe the next time we come on call, we're going to discuss some, maybe that time it's going to be more interactive. So discuss some of the ideas people are exploring for on-chain, for mini apps. And we're also going to come up with a topic for base East Africa community that we're going to build for on-chain Summer as a community, and it will be an open source project. So as you build on your project, also contribute on the community projects.
Nice. I mean, looking forward to that. I think at this point I'll also create one. Yeah. I'll try to figure out sometime. No, I'm actually on serious. So yeah, this I'll try to figure out how I get to build a few of them. And thank you so much for also clarifying some of the bits in terms of getting started on MiniApps, and also figuring out Farcaster, given that it is also your first time launching on Farcaster. That's very encouraging. So for anyone who is looking for support, reach out to Chris Kenya, reach out to on X and on socials, reach out to Chris Okech. I am Chris, .base.eth. who is also our base ambassador for Kenya in East Africa, and reach out also to Frank Hazard. So Hazard Crypto, who's also our base ambassador in Kenya, and they'll be willing to support you in your journey in building and creation. And this is for everyone. Looking forward to future sessions, and thank you all for your time till Friday. Oh, Monday. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,